Chiron in Cancer holds ancestral grief, family rejection, and emotional abandonment. Natives who have Chiron in Cancer have to work on creating a safe and secure environment for themselves, even though they haven't had it in their lives. The Chiron in Cancer wound comes out a lot, especially if it's a woman and she has kids. Like, you are going to have to deal with that for sure. But I didn't make them one of the top 3 worst. And I explained on the comments why. And I said, because while this is a really difficult placement, absolutely it is. And to be fair, all Chirons are difficult. All of them are difficult. What happens with Cancer Chiron is that the native begins to over-identify with their wound. They will make a home out of the grief and identity of not being cared for. And so they'll quite literally make that their personality. It becomes an excuse for everything, where it was, I wasn't nurtured or taught how to do this. I wasn't taken care of, so I don't know how to do this. I'm not saying that they're doing this intentional, but they actually become protective of their wounds and grief and trauma. Like, they own it as if it's a second child. And that absolutely creates the inability to heal it, because you would now have to go into an ego death of, I cannot identify as someone who has been XYZ. And so you have to create a lot of distance between something that you have made your comfort, something that you have made your personality, something that you have over identified with, and now you have to create a new home, which triggers not having a home. You understand? A lot of the times, the wound of abandonment is what makes this placement feel alive. Like, this is all I know. This is how I know I'm alive, because I know I have this rejection. And that's how I know that I'm still pulsing. You remove that to the person, they have to find a new source of livelihood that's healthier, that's not as damaging to themselves. So when I say they have chosen pain, I don't mean that they choose to have this wound within themselves. They stay in the pain long after the wound has passed. And so because they've attached safety and security in the grief that they know. So the struggle here becomes releasing the wound, releasing it and saying, like, okay, healed it. I'm no longer going to identify as the abandoned daughter, as the single mom, as the one who had this issue with whatever. You kind of release that identity and you say, okay, I got through it. I healed it. And now I get to make a new identity for myself. I get to claim something new. Remember that Cancer is memory. Cancer rules over memory. So any Cancerian has an immaculate memory. And the people who have, a large chunk of the people who have Chiron in Cancer also have Jupiter in Cancer, which makes the feelings big. Like, that's what we're going through right now. Jupiter's in Cancer, and everybody on a collective level is having to deal with overemphasized emotions, because Jupiter is making your emotions way bigger, and we're only at the start of it. You know, so when this generation that has Chiron in Cancer also has Jupiter in Cancer, things are huge tidal waves and overwhelming. Now here's a little secret. I'm a Sagittarius sun and moon, Mercury, and beyond more. So Jupiter rules me. Jupiter is my bitch, or I'm Jupiter's bitch. Okay. And I have Jupiter in Cancer, and I have Chiron in Cancer. And it has not been easy. And I've had a lot of traumatic experiences when it comes to Chiron in Cancer stuff. A lot. Like, seriously, a lot. What I have done for myself is, most recently, I created a book called Emotions, because I have a lot of them. Okay. This book is an interactive, not astrology related at all. It has a feelings wheel that you could download onto your app and click on it. And it helps you move through the emotion, not with guilt, not with shame, not with like you shouldn't be here, just with holding the space of you can process emotions. It is okay for you to be in this space. And here's how to get back to neutrality, because we don't want to be like, the goal isn't to be euphorically high all the time. The goal is to be neutral, calm, and able and sensible. So this book allows you to be neutral, calm, able, and sensible, regardless of where you're coming from. So maybe this is me going extra hard on my own placement, but that's the truth of it, is that at some point you need to grow up, own it, and reframe the work that you have to do.